Hello everybody, I have been summoned again. It is your host Ty, and in today's Mad Brew we look at the partner commanders Ardenn and Rograkh. Ardenn, intrepid archaeologist, 2 and a white for a 2/2 that reads, at the beginning of combat on your turn, you may attach any number of auras and equipment you control to target permanent or player. And Rograkh, son of Rograkh, 0 mana for a first strike, menace, trample, 0/1. I find it really interesting that Ardenn reads any permanent. I want to see a deck. Actually, I think I'll build a deck where you put non-equipment things onto non-creature permanents. I don't know what it would be. Maybe auras onto lands? I don't know, but I think that'd be really interesting. How do we win with this list? Well, we want to abuse Ardenn's ability to attach equipment to creatures and beat face until our opponents are dead. Colossus Hammer. It's 1 mana, but the equip cost is a lot. With Ardenn, the equip cost is 0. Commander's Plate, the exact same, and gives relevant protection from all the annoying colors. Black Blade Reforged, 7 mana to equip, 3 mana, nah, 0. We also run some stonks equipment, such as Sword of Feast and Famine, Fire Shrieker, Sun Forger, Plague Mere. This isn't an equipment, but being able to slap down Plague Mere and then attach your whole board onto it and one-shot someone is pretty good. If you attach all the previously mentioned equipment onto Plague Mere, that will be horribly more than enough to take someone out. It's also why we're running Ink Moth Nexus. I want to state that this list I own in paper, so it's not optimized. I would be running more swords and some other cards I'll talk about, but I simply don't have them. I will mention them though, so you can put them in your list. Now you see, smashing people in the face just isn't enough in Commander nowadays, so how are we going to enable the beats? Well, with hatebears. Hushbringer, flying lifelink, great to attach equipment to, and also hurts our opponents. Containment Priest. Dranith Magistrate, one of the best hatebears out there right now. Remorseful Cleric, just some good old graveyard hate. Also a flyer, Aven Mind Sensor, another classic hatebear until it was outclassed, but still great in this deck. We don't have black. Authority of the Consuls, this is nice because it stops our opponents from being able to play a creature and then have it as a blocker, right, for our next turn. Allows us to get through and hit. Hushwing Griff, being able to stop ETB abilities is so detrimental to so many decks. All the value decks with their ETB shenanigans, it hurts a lot. And once again, flying, great evasion. And here we come to the real things that will allow us to win this game. The Rule of Law effects. I'm running all of them. If they ever print any more different Rule of Law effects, they will be going in this list. Eidolon of Rhetoric, Deafening Silence, Archon of Emeria, my favorite, and Rule of Law. Hatebears are great. Our opponents will use their removal to take out the hatebears instead of taking out, of course, the threats on our board. What I really like about Ardenn is that, let's say there's a board wipe, right, and all the creatures die. Usually in an equipment deck, it would be horribly difficult to spend all the mana equipping these equipment to get back on track. But with Ardenn, all you need to do is recast Ardenn, and you can equip all your equipment for free, and literally that same turn, if you have a haste enabler, we are running, of course, Lightning Greaves and Swiftfoot Boots, that same turn, continue with your game plan. But as I'm alluding to, when our hatebears die, we kind of do want to bring them back. We're running Sun Titan and Shah. We have so many legendaries and so many artifacts in this deck that we are almost always able to activate Tashar and bring back all sorts of things from our graveyard. Tashar is also really good with Rule of Law effects because you cast one thing for turn, but you kind of get 2 things by returning something with Tashar. Rograkh isn't just in the deck for a thing to attach equipment to. Rograkh gives this deck speed. We can kill people as early as turn 4 or 3 if we have our Infect Lands and Colossus Hammer. We're running Mox Amber, Springleaf Drum, and whilst I don't have it in my list, Paradise Mantle. These all allow us to sort of have these Moxen in our deck that we can ramp out. We can ramp out Ardenn as early as turn 2. We can ramp out Rule of Lorfix as early as turn 2. This list also shines long game. We want to outvalue our opponents by stopping them from storming off, stopping them from abusing value as we beat them in the face. We want to keep a fat hand in this deck. You want to keep a fat hand in any deck, but we need to keep the juice flowing. We need to keep the beats flowing. Once we stop our opponents, we gotta end the game. Because let's be honest, the decks that are going on nowadays, we can't compete against. We need to stop them and kill them. Jeska's Will works great with Rograkh. We can activate it straight from turn 1. Heartwarming Redemption I really like, because we can fetch it with the Sunforger. Akiri, she has card draw, but she also is able to protect our creatures. Ryleth is great, he can draw you so many cards, and the fact that we can equip all our stuff for free means we can throw everything onto him, attack, draw, and the next turn throw it onto another creature. Armored Skyhunter is fantastic. He's great with Rule of Lorfix. We don't need to cast anything to get the card draw off of him. He just stays in the battlefield just like Ryleth and draws us cards. He also has the benefit of attaching the equipment that we get off him automatically. Mask of Memory is fantastic. I love Mask of Memory with Sun Titan or Tashar. We can draw, pitch things, cast our one spell for turn, and then get back the things that we've pitched into the graveyard. It's another way to break parity with the stacks that we're playing. And Thrill of Possibility is just a nice piece of card draw that synergizes with the recursion, and we can get off Sunforger. Mentor of the Meek. Mentor of the Meek is fantastic. I want to point out that Mentor of the Meek and Sun Titan will be turned off by the Hushbringer and the Hushwing Griff, but it will hurt our opponents a lot more than it hurts us. Shram is obviously fantastic. It's in the list. Pure Steel Paladin, fantastic, in the list. Also acts as a great redundancy for Ardenn. I also would like to add that we are running Sigarda's Aid in this list. That allows equipment when they enter to attach to a creature, which is just another great piece of redundancy for Ardenn. We're running Bloodforged Battle Axe in this list as well. I don't have it in my deck because I can't afford it right now, but it should be in the list. With Pure Steel Paladin, every time those artifacts enter the battlefield, you draw a card. It's fantastic. The best thing to do with this list is to prioritize stopping the opponent first. If you have a choice between playing Drannith Magistrate or your commander, you pick the Drannith. Unless, of course, you have that hand with the turn 3, turn 4 kill, in which case, go for that. I like to point out though that you can only kill one player at a time, so be wary. And that, my friends, is the whole list. As always, the deck list is in the description, go check it out. There's plenty of cards I don't talk about because it's just so simple and no-brainer. We're running the removal, we're running board wipe, spot removal, all those things. You got this. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. I hope you enjoy this deck, and tell me what you think. Peace out.